Let me see.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's not showing you offline.
Is it showing?
It shows online.
It shows. Yeah, it says that you're in menus.
Okay, so
It is showing Honda. Well, it's showing the aids offline.
Yeah, because I just quit because we're live now, and I've given up on this fucking game for the moment because I'm about to fucking murder my computer
we're
by
gonna
strangling it.
We can get in a game together.
I will strangle this computer to death if it doesn't do what I want it to do. I paid good money for this fucking thing, and it's not working the way I want it to, and it's very, very frustrating.
Well, it looks like we're going into a game, Matt, because it's loading up a map right now.
We get to play games because we're cool. Fuck after.
I don't know, dude. It's the first week, man.
Friends, Romans, and Patriots, suck my dick and play with my balls because it's time for the gay frog. Is that what we say? I forget how we say it.
Something like that. That sounds right.
That's about right.
That's about right.
This week on the Gay Frog Chat, E Honda has been playing video games all day and did absolutely no research into any subject whatsoever and has nothing specific to talk about. So if any members of the panel or anybody out there has any questions or comments or concerns or subjects that you wish us to discuss, just give me an @E Honda. Super chats, as always, are not necessary, but welcome and appreciated. And I hope everybody out there is having a better night than me because I want to punch a computer. How's that for a fucking intro?
I like it. It's the rise of the machines, man.
I do feel like it's that moment in Rise of the Machines where the guy's like scanning the shit and it's supposed to work and he's like banging it on the table. Like, I don't know, here's $5. That's how much. I don't know about tax. We'll figure it out later. The Bazook says the Bilderbergs. What about the Bilderbergs? They are a thing. I would like to like be a waiter at the fucking Bilderberg convention and just like put some of those like grains of sand that take pictures of stuff. I heard you guys talking about that. Have you ever heard of smart dust?
Yes. Yeah, I was just reading about it this week.
They have it in Denver, supposedly. They've had it on the streets of Denver for a while now, and it takes like biometric data and like it can, I don't know if it can catch your speed or if it's like an emissions thing for your cars, but they do some kind of measurement on the cars as they go by.
Mm-hmm.
From smart dust. It makes me want to drive up on the shoulder like really fast, just to like smash as much smart dust into powder as I can. See how much that costs them, you know?
Yeah.
Like, fuck you, New World Order. In every way I can, I will do everything in my power to throw the sabot into your Taj.
Or just, pour gasoline on the sidewalk and just light it on fire.
They probably catch you, though. Well, they also have the shot detection system in Denver. You know about this?
Yes, this is stuff I've been reading about this week. Are we reading the same articles?
No, I mean, this is stuff I've read about months ago, but go on.
No.
It's probably fresher for you than for me.
Okay, so what I found was really interesting is based off the Aurora shooting, there was an article related to that about detection of based off of triangulation of data. Mm-hmm. And utilization of in cell phone towers and how it needs to be implemented all across Denver, not just in certain specific areas, like the newer areas, like Northfield has it, right? They talk about it having where old Stapleton was in the article. And I found that kind of fascinating. Delve into the tech, so maybe you can elaborate a little bit on that for me, but it was just like a real push for Aurora to get it.
Well, so far as I understand, they've got these microphones spread throughout the cities in specific location, like known locations, right? And then when they hear a gunshot, they can triangulate approximately where it is within a couple of feet or whatever. And then they go to the street, like the traffic cams, to see if they can catch a license plate or to, you know what I mean? Like they're just trying to like run down every case of everybody shooting a gun illegally, whether someone's hurt or not, that they possibly can, because they figure that if you catch someone shooting a gun illegally when they're not shooting at somebody, you're going to stop them from shooting it at somebody later, potentially. Which kind of makes sense to me. Like, if you're driving through the city shooting at fucking stop signs or something, like, you got a fucking problem. That's coming from a gun guy.
Yeah. No, I just found it kind of interesting, and I was like kind of curious how the tech would differentiate itself from, say, well, like you know what it's like here with firecrackers, like kind of almost all year long. Um, I hear them all the time, at least especially in the burbs, like people shooting those off. Like how it would differentiate between that, or would it just like any type of like large, like I guess say explosion, that like a gunshot or firecracker or a car backfiring that trigger it, and then they would investigate it. If it like that was kind of my question that I had reading the article.
Well, supposedly they know the difference between a backfire and a fucking gunshot. As far as fireworks, I think it gets confused sometimes, but when they triangulate it and it's like a bottle rocket and it triangulates as like 200 feet up in the air is where the pop came from. And they're like, oh, okay, well, that can't be. But I don't know. I don't know how that works exactly. And I don't know if they have like AI monitoring this stuff and telling them where to go, or if they have somebody on the fucking horn doing it, or I don't know how that works either. So.
Okay, so that's the real reason they don't want us to have suppressors, so they can keep triangulating us.
That's probably true. Well, that's probably part of it, at least. You know, I don't know, man.
There's probably some accuracy in that.
Have you picked up your Texas legal suppressor yet, Matt?
No.
Are you going to? That's a big maybe.
Let's think about it.
I don't know. I think it was Montana did a similar thing, and everyone who bought one or produced one or whatever got in trouble. Because, like, while it's technically they do it because of interstate commerce law, basically, is how they get into everybody's pockets and everybody's shit. They still found a way to, like, fuck the people in Montana over when they did that. So,
see, it's such a weird social dichotomy, because, like, I had friends of mine who came over from Europe, you know, and they would do shooting and stuff like that, just go to ranges and things like that, and they would shoot here. They thought it was so weird that no one here uses suppressors. They thought it was actually rude. They're like, why would you guys do that? It's so rude not to actually, you know, put a can on. And it's just so weird here that we still have them regulated. I mean, it's all this like prohibition era stuff. We're still dealing with the recent, you know, like the only reason SBRs were illegal is because, you know, they didn't want to work around they were trying to ban pistols, and, you know, they saw SBRs as a workaround. You know, around their proposed pistol ban, and then obviously that went sideways, and now we still have to deal with arbitrary lengths of barrel. So,
well, certainly, like, the things that led to the NFA, like, was basically like the prohibition, right? They had all these gangsters running around with machine guns, shooting a bunch of people and doing stuff. And I know in certain areas, at certain times, it was pretty bad, right? As far as the number of people who were getting shot and like the number of bullets that they were, because they'd walk in with like a Tommy gun with a 100-round drum mag and shoot till it was empty and then hop in the car and run off.
Yep.
But how often did that happen is my question. And then, like, what percentage of the people who were killed in the United States as a result of firearms were because of the gangsters with machine guns would be the other part of that question.
So I actually read a lot about the subject of pretty much almost through the entire pandemic, and I find it really fascinating. So you have to kind of start at the beginning where it all started, the women's suffrage movement.
Women.
Yeah, it actually, no, it really does. I'm not sure if you're familiar with a famous Kansas woman who was Carrie Nation, also known as Hatchet Harry, but anyway, she'd go into saloons, bust up saloons, like with you know, the kegs of beer and stuff like that, with a hatchet. Anyway, she started pretty much the teetotaler movement that led to the prohibition, and so it's like pretty much these moral busybodies. And when women got the right to vote, they were definitely, it's kind of like moms demand action, but only as opposed to, you know, guns as their thing. They weren't really opposed to guns; they were just opposed to alcohol, and, you know, so it led to the prohibition. Obviously, you know, I'm obviously skipping over a lot of stuff here, but just to make it brief. But anyway, what happened was that with the prohibition, they noticed, like, you know, this increase in crime because, you know, basically the same thing as with the drug, kind of the war on drugs was happening, and so as a way to kind of combat after the St. Valentine's Day massacre in Chicago that really like kind of captured the nation, if you will, to do something and led to the NFA. That's pretty much the really short version of like kind of how it all happened. So it all goes around like moral busybody moms are the reason we have to deal with all this BS.
I think that still goes today.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
I wonder, like, who would be elected if only men were allowed to vote? What would the difference be? Would it just be Republicans across the board every time?
Ted Nugent would be president.
We get some libertarians in there maybe for once, that actually mean libertarian, not just like the goody-goody feeling good libertarian people who just want to smoke pot and fucking not be bothered. Which I don't disagree with that, but
there's more to it than that. It's more than fiscal conservatism and smoking weed. I mean, libertarianism is like as an ideal is, honestly like personal sovereignty, is the ultimate.
I was thinking of changing my YouTube name because you can never find eHonda 420. It's hard to find me if you just search it. And I was thinking Colorado Libertarian.
I should go for it.
No, you should be Colorado Proper 1.
I like that.
We just have one for every state.
I don't like that.
What about Colorado Prepper 420?
Colorado Prepper weed shortage, man.
Those greenhouses down off 6th Avenue. You know where they're at.
The real thing you gotta prepare for in the fucking zombie apocalypse is like your weed supply, bro. Because like you don't want to be like sitting in your fucking bunker, just like bored off your ass, and you can't even get high at all.
Yeah.
Why does that sound like a line from a Seth Rogen movie? Tell me that isn't something Seth Rogen would say.
I mean, just because it's Seth Rogen doesn't mean he's wrong, bro.
We all know where the greenhouses are. Over off 6th Avenue and I-25.
Most of them that I know of are all up in Park County, dude. They're all up
those are the bigger ones, yeah.
Because that's where you could buy a shit ton of land for pretty cheap, and where they didn't have any kind of like regulations on your building and like what you can do with it and that kind of stuff. So back when everything started in Colorado, a bunch of savvy people with a little bit of money went up to the mountains, bought a couple of acres, set up some greenhouses and started growing and just figured the shit out as they went, Like those dudes are all millionaires now if they made it. If they made it happen, they're a millionaire now.
Yeah, I've worked on a few of their houses. A couple guys like that. That's what they did. They saw where the weather was blowing in 2013 and took what little they had and built a.
Well, I was kind of thinking about it, and like I lived here at the time, and I didn't have like money to do that kind of thing, but potentially could have maybe figured something out, kind of thing. I don't know, But I thought like, dude, I'm gonna put everything that I have into this, and it's gonna get fucking shut down, and like the federal government is gonna come in, or even the state government, because I, didn't dot all the T's and cross all the I's or whatever. That's not how you say it. Look up deaf shortage. Didn't we do this the other night?
The funny thing is Germany, when they started the whole deaf program, they don't even utilize it anymore. They realized it did nothing.
The diesel emissions fluid or whatever, exhaust fluid.
Yep.
So what is it? Just like a fucking percolator or something that you put your fucking exhaust through and it takes some of the shit out of it, or how does that work? I wonder.
I'm not sure the exact science of it. It's just I know in my old job we had to still deal with like filling it up in the semis for the low boys, and and then I was talking to the guys about it and like all the mechanics that I worked with because I was just a technician, but they were like, yeah, I mean Germany, who invented this whole deaf system, they don't even utilize it anymore because they realized it did nothing. But we're still stuck with this emission standard thing, mandatory deaf fluid, even though it's totally useless. So it's another redundancy. Like John Stossel would totally have a fun field day with it.
Well, it seems to me that it's just like a cost of operating, right? Like you gotta like continually have this DEF fluid shit for your truck so that you can deliver goods with your 18-wheeler, and like it's probably still available, but because it's a shortage, the price has gone way the fuck up. And so people who are like riding that line of like making it and not making it financially are probably skipping things like DEF fluid, and I don't know if that fucks your truck up or it just fucks the environment up, or like you're just going to get fucked later because of regulations or what. But
it'll mess the truck up severely. The fluid is ridiculous. It actually makes the truck less fuel efficient because the truck has to run so hot to burn off the shit from that. That's why you see these guys that are buying pickups today where they're deleting them and they get rid of that DPF filter, all that fun jazz. Those filters are a couple grand to replace, and that's on a pickup, not a semi. It's obnoxious on a semi. And then they take these entire DEF systems out, bypass everything, and they get improved fuel economy because the truck's not having to run so hot, work so hard. Now, does it make for better emissions? I guess. I don't friggin' know. But is it really that much better if you're decreasing the fuel economy? So back when I drove truck, it was a friggin' nightmare because it was just one more thing that you had to piss with. It's added cost, everything else. And the thing is, if you run out, your truck is not going to run. It's going to fuck everything up.
Superbad Video says, you need to learn how to grow pot. It's actually not that hard. Don't ask me how I know.
How do you know Superbad Videos? How do you know? I want to know how you know. How do you know?
Share us your knowledge.
I also don't know anything
That's
about...
a lie. You've told me you've grown pot before.
I actually totally have, because I live in Colorado where it's legal
You're
to
lying.
do so.
You said you did it before it was legal to do so.
Well, that's over the statute of limitations ago. So yes, again.
Honda, how do you know how you grow weed?
Just claim you're growing hemp for rope.
Honda, you wouldn't know how to grow weed. You're just a server.
It's true. Yeah,
He's not a horticulturalist.
I don't know how anything works, and I can't look anything up.
You don't have a botany degree.
Uh-oh, someone's getting a YouTube call.
Someone's got radiation poisoning now. Jesus.
Oh my god, dude.
Ermagerd.
So Back Alley saying DEF is sprayed into the exhaust right before the catalytic converter. Have you ever seen a catalytic converter at work? It's pretty cool, actually. They've got like this like metal foam looking material in the middle of it, and as the car like heats up and sends fucking hot shit through the fucking exhaust, it like heats up red fucking hot, and in doing so it burns everything off around it. It's pretty cool. I don't know the science behind it. I'm not a Scientologist.
Just a
I would hope not.
What about Xenu? Xenu did nothing wrong.
Yeah, because you need to be a Scientologist to understand science. You need to be a codified Scientologist.
You need to be an actual gay celebrity who uses Scientology to cover up the fact that they're gay because they get you married and have everyone sign contracts and have the power to sue the fuck out of anybody who tries to make claims that you're gay.
Yeah, they do. They
did it for John Travolta. They did it for Tom Cruise, and they did it for Will Smith.
They're a pretty litigious fucking organization, aren't they?
Yeah. Why do you think celebrities join? Why do you think gay celebrities like, again, Tom Cruise, John Travolta, and Will Smith join Scientology? Do you think they really believe that shit?
Did you just call all three of those dudes gay?
Yes, they're all three gay.
Really?
Yes.
Tom Cruise is gay?
Yes.
Will Smith is gay?
Yep.
Am I going to get kicked off of YouTube because you said that on my channel?
No.
Will Smith
you might get sued by a Scientologist. But...
Well, dear Scientologist lawyers, the views expressed on the Gay Frog Chat are not shared by all members of the Gay Frog Chat, especially its host. And moreover, you cannot squeeze blood out of a rock. There's not much to get here, so you just be wasting your time anyway. Just so you know. Just thought.
Well, I think breaking news like that should only happen on the gay frog chat. You know.
It's true.
It is topical.
Much like the ointment you put on your herpes.
Wait, they have ointment for that?
It's a surprise tool that'll help us later.
Man, there's ointment for that? I've just been using coconut oil.
Sorry I gave that to you, Jelly, by the way.
Yeah, dang it. You told me those oak meatballs were good.
Next time you're at an Irish pub and they've got elk meatballs.
Don't get them.
Just say no, kids. Pull a Nancy Reagan. Just
What did
say
we learn,
no.
Angry? What did we learn?
Don't trust Colorado elk meatballs.
You would think of all places Colorado would have good elk meatballs.
I would think.
Well,
Like,
here's the thing, though. Like, if you got, like, a good, nice cut of elk meat, are you going to turn it into a fucking meatball?
No. You make
There you
stew
go.
or steak.
Everything you need to know about
the
elk meat.
only two options. You make a good stew, you make a steak. That's it. Those should be the only two answers to that question.
no, you can have ground elk, though. I mean,
Yeah, I'm turning the elk into everything that I can.
what the? Are you being invaded?
Like, if you're the one who kills the elk, and you know you have the entire chain of custody of said elk meat, then I would say you can make your own elk meatballs or elk burger or trust an elk burger or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
But, like, going into some restaurant in the middle of a pandemic,
Yeah, I should have known when we walked in. The lady got all pissed off that we used the wrong door and we didn't have like a mask on or some shit. Like, that should have been my sign, but
and to be fair, I'd only been to that place before the pandemic, and it was pretty hopping at that point. It was pretty slow when we went there, so.
yeah, it was also a Tuesday afternoon, so.
Will Smith let his wife cheat on him? He is gay.
Because he's gay. Dude, he's gay. It was
you
a
don't let your
marriage.
wife- you don't go around letting your wife fuck other dudes normally. I can't think of a single situation that I would like. Maybe that
Be
thing
okay
where it's
with
like
that?
you pay me $10 million for a night with my wife, but then you get a divorce like a week later and keep $5 million.
Dude.
You know,
It was not a real marriage. She was fucking whoever the fuck she wanted. He just needed to appear.
Is that why he doesn't care about his kids?
Look at the three people I just said: John Travolta, Will Smith, and Tom Cruise. Do you think any of them would have the career they have today, given the types of movies that they do, especially in the 90s, if everybody knew they were gay?
Oh, no.
is John Travolta gay? Let's Google it. All right, New York Daily News. We got.
Dude, these are people that became famous. They needed to do Independence Day and Men in Black and all this shit. Okay? Will Smith didn't give two shits that his wife was cheating on him because he doesn't give a fuck. He used her to have some kids. That was it.
Judge says John Travolta can't stop alleged gay lover from talking. A California appeals court judge ruled on Tuesday that actor John Travolta can no longer prevent former employee from allegedly former gay lover. Wait, what? Can no longer prevent former employee and allegedly former gay lover, Douglas whoever, from telling his side of the story. Well, there's that. Okay. I didn't know this. I mean, I just, I like Pulp Fiction. It's a good movie.
I don't give a shit. I like all three of those guys in their movies. I don't give a fuck. I just think it's
out of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air when I was growing up.
Yeah, you just got to remember, Tom Cruise became big in the 80s, okay, doing the types of movies that he did. Will Smith in the 90s, John Travolta in the 70s and 80s, and then made a comeback in the 90s. That was a time when you couldn't be openly gay in Hollywood and sell movies. It's not like it is today. Nowadays, fucking Neil Patrick Harris can do all the fucking shit he wants and everybody loves him, right?
At least not those type of movies that they were doing. The big
I'm just
action
saying
flicks.
that there's a reason. It wasn't, it was different times.
Is
And
Yankee gonna join Scientology?
why would he do that?
Yankee doesn't believe in like,
Any religion.
yeah.
No reason.
No, Yankee would be more likely to join like Bigfootism, whatever that is.
Yeah,
What?
Yetiism or something.
Yeah.
Oh, big. Oh, okay. I thought you. Okay. I thought you were going with some sort of foot fetish thing that I didn't know about.
I mean, we don't know Yankee in his personal life. He may.
Right, but I thought that you knew somehow that he likes big feet and he cannot lie.
I mean, he does have an infatuation with Bigfoot. We don't know what fantasies he lives on of, you know.
You other brothers can't deny. When a guy walks in with some giant ass feet and a round thing in your face, you get sprung. So what's going on in the world? How many people are dead from these fucking tornadoes now?
Several dozen.
It was like initially 60, and then they upped it to 70, and then someone said over 100, and now like I don't know what it's at now.
Yeah, last I knew it was around 100.
That's just crazy, man. Is Duke still out of power? Duke's not here anymore.
He was here for like a minute and then left.
That's all the power he could spare.
He had 7 watts he could spare.
Regeneron. Ooh, that's nice. Which one would you take out of these 4?
Ooh, let me make it a little bit bigger. Ooh.
It's hard to tell what any of them are beyond barrel length.
I'm gonna. Well, that might be an SBR. I'm gonna go with the second one.
Number 2, this guy.
Yeah.
But look at the fucking buttstock. He's got like the
Fab Defense.
The Wish.com one. Oh, is that what it is?
I think it's Fab Defense.
I thought it looked like the one off of Delta Team Tactical that they sell for like 5 cents.
It might be. Also, I don't know what that Tommy gun grip, foregrip is.
Yeah, he does have some weird foregrips. Like, look at this one too.
Oh, I have that one.
Heh. All right. Oh, here's the power outages. Still.
Yeah, Duke's probably not doing great.
God damn, dude. 250,000 people in Michigan, no power. That's why our viewership's down today, because no one can watch us.
Because they're all in Michigan.
Your entire fan base is in Michigan.
All your viewers are in Michigan. Just,
I mean,
It's a very regional viewership, you know.
Look at this dog, dude. That is a good hunting dog right there.
What the dog doing?
He's
What the dog
pointing.
doing?
He's pointing. That's what they're supposed to do. A beaver?
Duck
Oh,
props.
nice.
A beaver duck.
Science has gone too far when we get the beaver duck.
Goddamn platypus.
Yo.
fucking platypi.
Yeah, I know.
How does
Not
it?
proud of it.
Yeah, you
Is
and
that
redheads. Are
actually-
you proud? How does it feel to be God's mistake?
Is that actually the plural for platypus? Cause I was really hoping it would be platypussies.
It is
I believe it is
unfortunately
platypussy, which is what I suggest that we call angry from now on when he's angry.
Because I'm a multitude of platypi or platypus.
No, because you're a platypussy.
Oh, okay.
Them are fighting words.
Not really. It would mean I would have to actually care what Honda said.
I'm hurt. I'm hurt because I care so much about what you say.
Oh. See, now I'm hurt.
Uh,
I don't want to go to work tomorrow.
Oh, you made me click on the thing that's got lots of fuck. I hate that shit. I just want to see what's in his backpack, and you can't quite see it, and you want to click on it, and it's like, well, now click through 50 pictures of stuff that isn't that picture, and maybe at the end you'll see it. Maybe you won't. You won't find out till you click 50 times.
It's a surprise.
I don't mind the ones that you got to keep scrolling down, and you scroll past like 500 ads, but you're still getting like a listicle. You know, you're getting pictures. And all the ads.
It's when you have
But
to
when you
click.
when you got to click to a new page, fuck you. Just go fuck.
Because then you gotta hit the back button 50 times to go back to where you originally started.
That's why when I do something like that, I always open in a new tab.
Yeah, that's smart.
Then I can just close the fucking tab when I'm done.
So we got North Dakota is holding a Dash for Cash where teachers get on their knees and fight for dollar bills so they can use classroom supplies while spectators watch and cheer. Why don't they just give them the money?
Because it's North Dakota, they need something for entertainment.
It's the middle of a hockey rink, too.
I'm just going to say this. The way teachers have been treating kids lately, good. Get on your knees for that money, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Because here's why. Here's why. They had about, that's probably like several $100s. They charged everybody to come in that stadium to make up for the money.
I just hope no one gets myocarditis while they're doing this. Like, look at this guy. He's laying down dead over here. Like, what happened, dude? I was trying to get all the dollars. And my heart swole up. Oh, I guess he was laying on his stomach. I thought he was laying on his back. Jesus Christ. I still can't believe the story about this little girl. We were talking about it last night. Apparently, when the tornado hit, the family was in the bathroom. The whole bathroom got picked up, thrown across their yard, over their neighbor's house, and landed on the other side of the neighbor's house in their backyard, right? And everyone survived. No one died. This little girl was in a fucking baby seat carrier, and that's the only reason that she didn't get fucking, like, blown away by the fucking tornado. Isn't that shit crazy, dude? And she's all beat up and shit. It's like a miracle. It's sad, but it's also really happy that she's okay, you know?
Fucking Nortados.
Now all they got to do is get out of Kentucky. Back to Delta Wave, an update on what's happening in Western Europe since October, when many have said that if we kept restrictions on like them, we would have much better outcomes. Not appreciating that our strategy was to prevent winter peaks by reducing overall deaths and transmission. How the fuck is Australia way up here? Like they're like lockdown, contact tracing, fucking concentration camping people over there, you know?
Yeah, I am not going to comment because the YouTube gods may become angry. But I feel like we can use our imagination on why.
Very well. On to the next story. Wind fuels grass fire in Larimer County. It's in Colorado. Fucking Plains area. Nothing out there, dude. Might as well be in Kansas. I'm so glad that Chris Wallace is where he belongs at CNN. Because he was a CNN reporter who worked at Fox News. And I don't know why he worked at Fox News. And that whole fucking thing where he was the moderator for the debate for Trump and Biden, that shit was such fucking horseshit, dude. I was so pissed off watching that. And if you weren't pissed off about it, like, you weren't paying attention. Because that's not how debates are supposed to work. Especially, like, an important debate. Like, here's the presidential debate where people are making up their mind on who they're going to vote for, and not to mention how important this fucking last election was, and how crazy the fucking country's gone leftist since Biden got in office. Have you seen like the fucking the jobs numbers where it's like, well, Trump created 1.8 million jobs and Bush created 900,000 jobs, but Biden created 5.4 million jobs or whatever it was. And it's like, yeah, okay. So when you go from the country enforced lockdown because of the government, and then you say, okay, you can go back to work now, I guess. And then 4 or 5 million people go back to work, and then you say, look at how good of a jobs creator I am.
Who the fuck?
What was that?
Satan.
That was impressive. That's what that was.
That was Satan.
Oh, shit.
Satan.
Look at this Amazon facility.
You're talking about Biden and you summon Satan. Way the fuck to go.
So 6 people died at fucking Amazon in Illinois. Are there just people there all night long, I guess? Probably. That makes sense. Like, that place is open 24/7. There's always someone working. Have you heard anything about stillborn deaths recently?
No.
I was reading an article about a certain town in Canada that on a normal year, they might have half a dozen stillborn deaths that had a dozen in a week. And they can't explain why. They don't know what happened. They don't know what's going on. But then there was like several other stories. Like if you just Google it, it's like all over the place, dude. There's so many stories about stillborn deaths right now. And none of them seem to have an explanation. I think I might espouse one, but I also like having a YouTube channel. So, again, we're back to this. Always back to this. The things you can't fucking talk about, huh?
Yep.
It'd be great if you could just talk about things and then have the discussion be like, no, Honda, you're wrong because X, Y, and Z. And then we could come to some sort of new understanding of the information because we can have an open conversation because like this thing that the country invented called freedom of speech exists here, but doesn't really, does it?
Nope, does not.
It's upset.
Man, I gotta bow out on this next match.
All right. You got to go sleepy.
Yeah, pretty soon here. It's good.
How's your new job going there, Angry?
It's good, man. It's I like the crew that I run with. I like my bosses and my staff. Like the job itself isn't. I mean, it's not an easy job, but it's just challenging enough that it keeps me busy, and I feel kind of rewarded for putting in work. It just sucks. Like the hours are just rough because right now I'm driving into an office 3 to 4 days a week, and it's an hour plus every morning into work, and that's me leaving the house at like 5 a.m. and then it's an hour and a half or so home every night. So at least.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I don't know. I used to work construction, and it would be anywhere from like a 30-minute drive because like there was different job sites that you'd have to go to,
Yep.
up to a 2-hour drive away, right? And we had a 12-hour day, not included a half-hour break on top of that. So it was 12 and a half hours from the time that you got to work to the time you get in your car and drive home. And if it was a 2-hour drive there and a 2-hour drive back, you're looking at a 16 and a half hour day, dude. And doing that 5 days a week and then a straight 8 on Saturday. Like, goddamn, I'm so glad I don't do that anymore. That was killing me.
Well, that's what kicks my ass too. Is like because I usually get up in the morning 2, 3 a.m. because I would like to go to the gym before. So I go to the gym for like an hour, come home, you know, hang out with the dog for a little bit, shower, go to work. As I said, like leave the house around 5, get out of work anywhere between 3 and 4, and then the hour and a half home, and then usually I DoorDash for anywhere for an hour to 2.5 hours. Come home, like hang out with you guys for a little bit, and then and then it's back to bed. So it's
Well, you're saving to move and shit though too.
that's why it's like I'm saving to move. There's a lot of stuff I want to get done. So yeah.
Yeah, if you weren't doing the DoorDash for 2 hours, it would like that's what's
it would open. Yeah, so
just don't break your car, man. It's a lot of driving.
Yeah, it is.
Maybe you should sell your fucking Audi and get like a Prius.
Yeah.
I think Angry just threw open his mouth a little bit.
I think so.
No, I mean logically, I understand where he's coming from on that. It's just I'm not going to do that.
Get a Chevy Volt.
Ooh,
no, I'm good.
Get a Nissan Leaf. That's even better.
Wait, should I get a 92? What was it? Toyota Corolla?
No, it's.
I mean, you'd say
Camry.
yes.
Toyota Camry.
You want a 1994 4-cylinder Toyota Camry LE. You don't want the
right.
LX.
You know what I really want? The car that I had when I moved to Colorado was a 1992. It was 1992. Maybe it was 1991 Honda CRX. I fucking loved those cars.
Oh, those Honda CRXs are cool. Yeah.
I mean, it's just a little. Mine had I never even asked. I bought it used if it was factory or not. But somebody put a fucking turbo on there, and they're just.
That's not factory.
They're just little hatchback fucking Civics. Is really all they were at the time. They were Honda.
Pretty
Civics
much, yeah.
With a hatchback and little sport package on there and all that shit. But it was fun to drive. I like that little fucking car.
Philadelphia. Okay.
Got rid of that and got the Del Sol. Fuck the Del Sol. Fucking piece of shit.
I mean, Del Sols are cool, but yeah, they're not the CRX.
They're not a CRX.
I really like. My buddy had a like 96-ish Civic hatchback with a manual. Oh my god, dude, that thing was a race car. Because it was light as fuck. And like the manual, like you could like redline it between every shift and stuff. Like that thing was fun to drive, man. All right, we got a Philadelphia teacher records herself coming out to all of her students.
It was National Coming Out Day yesterday. If we were here in person, I would have done this yesterday. My name's Miss Watsy, and I'm here. Yeah. Thank you. My name is Miss Watsy, and I am.
I think if we clap, will she pass us?
You did this to every period.
I'm coming out as a lesbian today. I am Miss Watsy, and I am. I am coming out as a lay dollar bean to all of you.
What's she coming out as? What?
Lay dollar bean.
What is that? What?
Lesbian.
Oh, lay dollar bean. I was
The
like,
S
what
is a dollar bean.
Okay. Why does anybody give a shit?
I don't either. Like,
Why would you tell anybody about your sexual preference that you're not trying to sleep with?
Like, here's the thing, I don't care if she wants to have a photo of like her and her wife or like her and a girlfriend or whatever. Cool.
I just don't understand what the point of the do all the straight teachers get to go tell everybody they're straight? Like I don't.
Yeah.
Do they get rounds of applause for it?
What does that have to do with school? Like I don't understand what they like. If you want to be like to your family and friends and be like, hey, there's something I want to tell you. Just want to let you know I'm lesbian. And that's cool. Like those people should know that's personal information. You should be telling that to people. What does that have to do with the kids at fucking school?
It has nothing. It's just so you can get a cool TikTok and have your 10 minutes of fame amongst the woke community that you are so brave. That's all it is.
But the thing is, half the people who view that are clicking on it because they're like, "Why the fuck are you doing this in a classroom?"
Yeah, I can understand if like a student came to them and were like, "Hey, I'm having these issues," and she said, "Hey, I know how you feel. I'm a lesbian too."
Yeah, that would make perfect sense. That's a perfect scenario.
That
Would
makes 100%
absolute
sense.
Yeah,
Being somebody they can come to, but this is just you want points, is what it is. Like, and you just want attention, and that's kind of sad that you have to feel validated by a bunch of like 15-year-olds.
There was a gay teacher who taught freshman English at my high school who I never had, right? But like I had friends who had his class or whatever, and they're always like, "Yeah, that guy's weird," but whatever. And there were a couple of kids who like got special attention and treatment, right? And like they would go on like field trips with just like 5 students, and it was really weird that they were doing that, but everyone was like, okay. Well, after I graduated, turns out some kid fucking got molested by him. At least one kid did, and went to the police, right? Well, this teacher decided that he didn't want to face up to the music, so he fled to Mexico. But since he only had like teacher salary money, he only made it like a couple months in Mexico, and he had to come back and like get arrested. Because it's better to like be fed in jail here than starve in Mexico, I guess. Sean Carter said, "We had a teacher in my 8th grade English. He was called a confirmed bachelor." I guess that's one way to put it.
I had a teacher. We never confirmed if he was gay or not, but I guarantee it. But he was great. I loved him. He would show Mickey Mouse cartoons instead of doing work. He was great.
I had a teacher named Mr. Dongdelinger.
That poor soul.
I had a teacher named Mrs. Dondelinger.
Wow.
The popular family, the Dongdelingers.
The Dongdelingers.
They made lots of children, apparently, who became teachers later in life.
Those people, your teacher and my teacher have to be related. There's no way in hell there's more than like 5 people that have the name Dongdelinger.
There's not that many people with my real last name out there in the world. Which is why I can't say it. Because then you will find me.
Smith.
Yes, that is it. Smith.
First name Muhammad.
Muhammad's the most popular
Smith.
name in the world. Read a book sometime.
Dang it.
What's that from?
Super bad.
That's right.
McLovin? Why'd you pick McLovin? It was between that or Muhammad.
Ryan, whoever, a conservative activist whose 1776 project PAC recruited in and funded anti-CRT school board candidates in 58 races across 7 states in November 2021 election cycle. His project was a resounding success. I think it's because people are looking at the CRT shit that our kids are being taught and being like, fuck that shit. To the point where they wrote a letter to I forget who they wrote it to. Who did they write that letter to?
Biden. They wrote it to Biden.
Oh, it was to Biden? Okay.
And then he gave it to the Attorney General.
Maybe that's where they're putting those like grains of sand or whatever. Like in the parking lots of schools for this shit so they can find out who's coming in and going. Well, there was that story too about like the school board hired a security guard to go outside to the parking lot to like write down everyone's license plates, or at least certain people's license plates, so that they could like look them up and know where they live and know who's who and what's what and whatever. The German government is dispensing beatings to the unmasked. It's for your health. He just stomped on that guy's hand. Fucking Germany, back to Nazis.
I was about to say, nothing like a good pandemic to make you regress 85 years.
You know what's crazy, though? If everyone just, like, stood up together at once and said, enough, we're not taking this shit anymore, go fuck yourself, and stood up and did something, this would all end tonight. You know? Did you hear about Demarius Thomas dying?
Who?
He's like a cornerback. I forget what he played. Defensive something or other.
Yeah, I don't know who that is, so no.
For the Broncos. He died of he died in his house alone. No one knows what he died of, but they think he had a seizure.
Yeah, I heard something about a seizure in the shower or something, might have fallen and whacked his head, and that was it. But I haven't heard any actual official reports. He's only like 33. I mean, he was still pretty young, especially when you consider that he was a very high-level professional athlete.
One time I hit my vape pen too hard, and I fucking woke up on the floor, and my like neck hurt. My face hurt.
I remember this. You told me the story the next day.
Dude, I felt in like the most awkward way possible. Because like when you lose consciousness, your body's just going to do what it's going to do. You know, like there's no stopping it. And like you wake up from that, whatever that was, and then deal with the consequences. It was the weirdest thing, dude. Because like I remember like I like became conscious again. But I was like, why are my eyes not working? Like they're open and I can't see anything. And then the next thing I noticed was my face hurt really bad. Like, why does my face hurt? Like, why are my arms like behind my back like this in a weird way? Like, what the fuck? And then it hurts so bad to get up. Oh my God.
The hell did you have in that vape pen?
The good stuff.
Liquid chloroform.
I mean, effectively, yeah. Joe Rogan, who's not a doctor, gives terrible vaccine advice. 5 things Bill Gates wants you to know about COVID-19. Right, because doesn't Bill Gates have a PhD? Isn't he a doctor? Oh, wait, he's not. Does Gates have a degree in anything?
Don't even know.
Does Bill Gates have a college degree? Sure he does. Oh, yeah, he went to Harvard. Oh, but he does not have a college degree. He enrolled at Harvard in 1973, pre-studied law, mathematics, took a degree, blah, blah, blah. Gates left Harvard after 2 years, opting instead to start his own computer software company. There you go. Bill Gates doesn't even have a fucking degree. Go fuck yourself. What's his name?
Billy Boy.
No, the guy in the chat who was like, well, Hunter doesn't have a degree. Luke B, go fuck yourself. Motherfucker.
Father mucking.
Damn, dude, that was your prom date? Like, you did pretty good. Oh, see, here's what happens when all the people stand up together at the same time and say, fuck you, like they're doing in France right now, in Paris.
Maybe those Frenchies have a little bit more balls than they're getting credit for.
Is it prudent to buy like a set of like, I don't know, riot gear just in case? Like a shield and a helmet and maybe some like shin pads or something, elbow pads, gloves, a nightstick, a gas mask, that kind of thing.
Sure, why not?
Remember when I went to DC,
Washington, yes.
and you guys were like, "You're not bringing all this stuff." Oh. I didn't even bring my gas mask with me. I mean, I brought it, but I didn't bring it that day because I didn't want to be like carrying around a gas mask in DC. It's gonna like single you out, I would think. But especially since nothing fucking happened. I would argue not much even happened on the 6th, but whatever. Ann Coulter has the same birthday as me. She's 20 years older, though. Which means she just turned 60. 60 years old. Amazing.
What? You want to blow her or something? Or what's up?
That sounds exactly like Jolly.
You gonna try and knock the bottom out of it? You got a thing for Ann Coulter?
What exactly sounds like me?
You have a thing for skeletonized human beings?
I'm just saying, for 60, she looks good. And your son sounds exactly like Jolly.
That wasn't my son. That was Jolly. What are you talking about?
Whoever you were talking to just a second ago, you're like, oh, you're going to knock the bottom out of that thing?
That was Jolly that responded.
I didn't say anything.
Not who he responded to, who you were talking to.
Who I was talking to? I was talking to you.
He's talking to you about Ann Coulter.
Yeah.
Oh, well, someone was talking just before that, very faintly. It sounded like someone in the background on your
And that was
side.
Jolly because he said, because you said something about whatever you said, but you said Jolly's name, and he said, what? He said something to respond to you because you had said something.
Well, I said that because I heard someone talking who sounded like Jolly before that.
Okay, well, I don't know because I'm in my room with my door closed. Nobody's in here with me, so it wasn't me.
It's a ghost.
You're cheating on me, Matt. Just admit it.
Define cheating.
I want to know his name.
Define cheating.
You're going behind my back. That's what you're doing, Matt. Just admit it.
It's called an open relationship.
It's not an open relationship. It's closed. Oh, I don't want to watch your video. I like you high impact flicks or whatever, but you see Joe Biden blaming his administration's problems on QAnon?
What?
I don't know. Let's watch the video.
I did Bob Dole's eulogy today. He asked me in his deathbed whether I would do his eulogy. We're friends. We disagreed, but we were friends. We used to have an awful lot of that relationship, and there still exists, except that the QAnon and the extreme elements of the Republican Party and what Donald Trump keeps sort of, seems to me, feeding the with the big lie, it makes it awful hard. There's and I think most Republicans, and there's an awful lot of Republicans in Congress, I think, would agree.
Do you see this boob sweater? I can't make it any bigger. There we go. Look at this.
I did Bob Dole's eulogy.
Oh, God damn it.
He asked me in his death.
There goes old Joe repeating himself.
Matt, look.
Yes, I've seen those. This is not new.
Did you get
What
one?
time to be alive.
Got to get one for your wife so she can show up to the family Christmas and impress everybody.
I told her last year, I was like, should I get you one of these? She's like, fuck you.
Uh-oh. Bitcoin drops below 60,000.
What? It just went back up to 50. What are you talking about? Drops below 60.
I don't know. I was reading the headline.
Stop was secure. Sorry if I butchered your name. It was absolutely great. Yeah, he was the best casting. He had all the mannerisms down.
Jolly, you're really quiet.
Maybe.
I think that's what I did hear earlier. You were talking to somebody, weren't you?
Could you hear me right then, like, but super faintly?
Yeah, it's Jolly who's the cheater.
Oh, you know what that is? Somehow it's StreamYard's taking audio from like another screen, like another tab. I thought it wasn't supposed to be able to do that, or it's my headset's picking it up. Like
So
it's playing in
Jolly-
my ears, but the mic is picking it up.
Jolly's cheating. Got it. Play this song. Disillusioned Patriot by Marilyn Leopold.
Merrily.
You will love and other will. Okay. I'll check it out after the chat.
No, play it now.
I
Get a
can't.
copyright strike.
I can't.
Do it. Do it.
Ooh, we got demonstrations in Buenos Aires.
Don't be a
before it got
pussy.
hit by that giant rock
Such
in
a
that,
platypus.
in that
Don't be a-
documentary.
Platypussy. You're such a platypussy.
Okay, it's a fair amount of people. I don't know. I think the harder that they go for all of these vaccine mandate things, the more people are going to push back against it. I think that's been shown in other countries around the world. Unless you're Australia, in which case, not so much. You're saying that it's okay to play? I don't know, man. I don't want any problems. I'm not trying to get in trouble. We don't want no problems, YouTube. Just leave us alone. Just an innocent little YouTube channel just doing our YouTube thing. Please don't fuck with us. You guys got any subjects you want to talk about? Because I really don't have shit. I got to be honest.
Penis.
Well, that's your favorite subject, Matt.
I mean, it is. And think about it. Everything in life that a man does ultimately boils down to his penis.
Are you quoting fucking Game of Thrones right now?
No, is that a quote from Game of Thrones?
Yeah, where the dude's talking about the
It could be.
Dothraki, and he's like, "Why does a soldier fight? You know, like for gold money, you know, for money. Like, well, why does he want money? So that he can get pussy. Spends it on the hooker. Well, what if he doesn't have a penis? Can't trust a man without a penis." I forget how the quote goes exactly. It's been a while since I've read it or saw it. I didn't read it. Dee says, I want you to speak about the 10 stages of genocide and where we are on that scale. Okay.
I've seen that. I think we're like in between 5 and 6. I think is where we're at.
So we've got classification. All cultures have categorized to distinguish people into us and them, both by ethnicity, race, religion, or nationality. German and Jew, Hutu and Tutsi, bipolar societies that lack mixed categories such as Rwanda and Burundi are most likely to have genocide. Symbolization. We give names and symbols to those classifications, like Jews and Gypsies. Discrimination. The dominant group uses law, custom, and political power to deny rights to other groups. The powerless groups may not be accorded full civil rights, voting rights, or even citizenship. Dehumanization. One group denies the humanity of the other group. Members of it are equated to animals, vermin, disease, insects, etc. I think we're definitely there so far. Organization. Genocide is always organized, usually by the state, often using militias to provide deniability of state responsibility. Sometimes organizations as informal. Special army units or militias are often trained and armed. I think we're headed to that. I think we're maybe heading towards 5.
I think we're getting on 5, especially because as you see, like that's, the thing we read about Biden today, like wanting to push a state-funded media. I think that ties into 5. And, how many more inquiry committees, how many more, or what we talked about with the FBI looking into people at teachers' conferences, and that they were going to make a whole thing about just that.
Well, there's that, but then there's also, and I'm not disagreeing with you at all, I'm just adding to it, there's also Antifa and Black Lives Matter.
Oh, yeah.
Who are basically militia.
Yeah, proxy militias.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess we're through organization. Okay, we got preparation. Plans are made for genocidal killings. National or preparatorial group leaders plan the final solution to the Jewish, Armenian, Tutsi, or other targeted group question. They are often euphemized to cloak their intentions, such as referring to their goals as ethnic cleansing, purification, counter-terrorism. They build armies by weapons, train troops and militias, indoctrinate the populace with fear of the victim group. Leaders often claim that if I don't kill them, they will kill us, distinguish genocide as self-defense. Acts of genocide are distinguished as counterinsurgency if there is an ongoing armed conflict or civil war. There is a sudden increase in the inflammatory rhetoric and hate propaganda that is with the objective of creating fear of the other group. Political processes such as peace accords that threaten total dominance of genocidal group or upcoming elections may not cost them their grip on total power and are actually trigger genocide. So when they're about to lose their ability to wage war or have power, that's when they really ramp it up. And that was true of the Nazis too. Like, think about what was happening in the German death camps as armies were encroaching. Were they like packing up and leaving? Were they slowing down the killings, or were they going full bore as fast as they fucking could?
Yeah.
Number 8. Persuasion. Victims are identified and separated out because of their ethnic or religious identity. Death lists are drawn up. In state-sponsored genocide, members of victim groups may be forced to wear identifying symbols. Their property is often expropriated. Sometimes they are even given segregated into ghettos, deported into concentration camps, or confined to a famine-struck region and starved. They are deliberately deprived resources such as water, food, in order to slowly destroy them. Programs are implemented to prevent procreation through forced sterilization or abortions. Children are forcibly taken from their parents. The victim group basic human rights become systematically abused through the extrajudicial killings, torture, and forced displacement. Genocidal massacres begin They are acts of genocide because they intentionally destroy part of a group. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. So we're not there yet. And we've got extermination begins and quickly becomes mass killings legally called genocide. It is an extermination of the killers because they do not believe their victims are fully human. So it's extermination, not genocide. When it is sponsored by the state, the armed forces often work with militias to do the killings. Sometimes the genocide results in revenge killings by groups against each other, creating a downward whirlpool-like bilateral genocide, such as Rwanda. Acts of genocide demonstrate how dehumanized the victims have become. Already dead bodies are dismembered. Rape is used as a tool of war to genetically alter and eradicate the group. Destruction of cultural and religious property is employed to annihilate the group's existence from history. The era of total war began in World War II. Firebombing did not differentiate civilians from non-combatants. The Civil War broke out after the blah, blah, blah. Okay. And then denial. That's the final stage. The final stage lasts throughout and always follows genocide. It is among the surest indicators of further genocidal massacres. The perpetrators of genocide dig up the mass graves, burn the bodies, try to cover up the evidence, and intimidate the witnesses. They deny that they committed any crimes. They often blame what happened on the victims. They block investigations into the crimes and continue to govern until driven from power by force. When they flee into exile, they will remain with impunity like Pol Pot or Idi Amin unless they are captured and tribunal is established to try them. There you go. So yeah, I think we are probably number 5 organization is where we're at right now. I mean, we've got what you were talking about with the State Department being used to target ex-military people who talk out against the government currently, people at parent-teacher conferences who have something to say about the teachers or whatever. And then you also have Antifa, Black Lives Matter, other groups, like stirring shit up and not getting in trouble for it. Like think about how many times in this country something burnt down, someone got killed, and someone got beat, and they called it a protest. There's a very clear difference between protest and riot. And I think we've had the summer of riots, not the summer of love. Anyway. Chili Peen just likes dropping in money and not saying anything. Thanks, Chili.
I don't think you can say anything on the 99¢.
He dropped in $5 earlier.
It's a pretty cool guy then.
Chili motherfucking Peen. What a cool guy. I don't know what you're responding to there. I fucking can hold. I don't want to be alone when it happens. I don't know. Apparently they're having some sort of discussion. They're in some sort of shape. Everyone needs to take a beating sometimes.
Yep.
Do you think they're going to convict Ghislaine Maxwell of anything?
I don't think she'll live through the trial.
Well, I think if anything's come out in this trial, it's that the state is not very interested in digging into it very far.
Yeah.
Like, they're only taking, like, little nibbles from the surface and doing so in a way that doesn't really uncover anything else. And yes, I think she will go to jail. Because they need someone to blame for this. They want someone that can take all of the blame so that they can stop the investigation there and not do any further investigation into anybody else. But I could be wrong. Sissy Dream says, what will Jesse Smolier's sentence be, do you guys think?
Nothing. He's probably going to get, a buttload of fines and, maybe community service, maybe like, a few weeks in jail, but nothing big.
No, he's not going to jail. He's going to get probation and community service. Watch.
Community service.
I wonder what the maximum sentence for what he's charged with are. Okay, New York Times. What comes next? Discussing on Thursday. Special prosecutor handled the case. Yada yada yada. Fair to say. Experts say will find surprising Mr. Merlot the lowest level of felony offenses with no prior convictions. Some experts say they would find it surprising if Mr. Smolier were to be imprisoned because he was convicted with the lowest level felony offense and has no prior felony convictions. Smolier, said his lawyer, blah, blah, blah. I've never seen a case like this where the person got jail time, he said, and he shouldn't because he's innocent. Not according to the jury. Mr. Smolier was convicted of 5 counts of disorderly conduct, which carry a maximum sentence of up to 3 years in prison. So he could, if maximally sentenced, face 3 years in prison. I think they should give him at least some time in prison, or like, I don't know,
ridiculous long time on probation,
or even like house arrest. Like
Yeah.
you get to wear an ankle monitor for the next year, kind of thing.
Yeah. I mean, like they said, to be fair, if these these felony misdemeanors don't have a long sentence, but I think he should get like a month in jail, more so to prove a point that like you don't get to walk off from doing things like this.
Sissy Dream says it's 3 to 4 years per violation, so 12 to 15 years max. Is there a minimum?
I thought only one of the things was a felony.
I thought they were all felonies. I don't know what the I don't know. Some charges have like, here's the maximum sentence, and then a lot of charges have like mandatory minimums. So like a aggravated assault will have a mandatory minimum depending on where you're at of like 6 months and $10,000 or something. So if you get convicted with that, they can give you more time than 6 months, and they can fine you more than $5,000 or whatever, but they can't fine you less, and they can't put you in for less. So I don't know if these charges have that kind of thing on them too. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. It just depends. Daniel dropped in $2 and said, notice how Jolly said he will get a buttload? I guess it took me a minute to get to that one. It's only been a couple of minutes. What were you talking about getting a buttload, Jolly?
I don't even remember anymore.
I don't seem to remember that one. I really like it when Matt plays video games when we're doing a chat.
I'm not playing video games. I'm doing timekeeping for my employees at the moment.
Oh. Sorry. I'm sorry.
I have to have it done by 8 in the morning. I'd rather do it tonight than have to fuck with it in the morning.
Timekeep? What does that mean? Like you're just giving them the hours that they get paid for or whatever?
I just go in and approve all their time, whatever they've got on the clock.
Did you hear this story? The CNN producer accused of coaxing parents of underage girl into sex training.
Yeah, it was on Hasty Headlines today.
Sorry, I was playing video games.
I know you were.
I don't remember that being on Hasty Headlines.
Well, today.
John
our little
Griffin
show today.
was arrested by the FBI on Friday after a federal grand jury charged him with inciting minors to engage in unlawful sexual activity at his Vermont property. Griffin, 44, of Stamford, Connecticut, was charged with 3 counts of using a facility of interstate commerce to lure minors and people claiming to be their parents to train them to be sexually subservient. God damn it, that was hard to say. The U.S. Attorney General's office in Vermont said in a statement, court documents do not list an attorney for Griffin, who has worked at CNN for about 8 years. The charges against Griffin are deeply disturbing. We only have learned about this arrest yesterday afternoon, and we have suspended him pending investigation, CNN said in a statement. Dude, CNN is just the filthiest piece of shit fucking organization. I mean, you got Cuomo, who got fired for reasons. You got fucking, what's the other dude? The black dude? Yeah, Don Lemon, who likes to take his ball sweat and stick it up dudes' noses at bars and shit like that. You got fucking Mr. Rapey McRaperson over here trying to fucking, like, take kids across state lines and pay parents to give them their daughter to him or whatever. Like, fucked up shit. Like, these are the people that they surround themselves with at CNN. And they expect to have any kind of integrity at all? They expect people to listen to them at all? I mean, I guess some people still do because they're just blind and idiotic or whatever. Night Strike, dang it. Like, god dang it, Honda. Smollier is gay and Jolly said he was going to get a buttload of time. Okay, there we go. Apparently you
can't say God in Super Chats anymore.
Okay.
Odd.
Why is there so much fucking censorship going on? And why are so many people okay with it? Does not anyone remember the early 2000s with Eminem and all these other people who were just making the most fucking ridiculously offensive music that they possibly could just to prove a point that you can't censor me for fucking anything because this is America? And here we are 15, 20 years later, however long that's been, and we're fucking deep in the weeds of censorship.
And the funny thing is, a couple people you mentioned are on that side of censorship now.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And that is a weird thing, isn't it? Like, him, like, Rage Against the Machine, dude, they're fucking super for the state. They're rage on behalf of the machine.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, do they not get the cognitive dissonance when they're like headbanging to "fuck you, I won't do what you tell me"? Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. All right, everyone's got their vaccines, right? All right, we'll keep singing. Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. Like, that shit don't make no sense. You hear my kid yelling back there?
A little bit.
Yeah. I don't know where he gets that attitude from. Yelling at people online, cussing at people and shit. It's weird. Really got to have a talk with him about that. So anybody else got anything? Y'all got anything you want to talk about now? You hear? Calhoun says 2 trailer park girls go round the outside.
Round the outside? Round the outside?
2 trailer park girls go round the outside.
This looks like a job for me.
Everybody just follow me.
Needs a little controversy.
You don't want the trailer park girls to come inside. They're gross looking.
You get the 3 girls from Ed, Ed, and Eddie.
When I picture trailer park girls, I think of like a bunch of girls that look like Ray Ray.
Ray's gonna murder you.
That's what I think of when I think of a trailer park girl.
Not far off.
No, I think of that mom from the school shooter in wherever that was recently. Michigan.
What are you talking about? Oh, the one who ran or whatever.
Yeah, the parents who ran. The
Yeah.
mom. That's what I think of.
Like they actually ran, didn't they?
Yeah, at least for a little while.
They got caught though, yeah.
Yeah, because I think they used like their credit card at an ATM or something.
Makes sense. It's pretty hard to run away from the law when you don't have a very high IQ or large bank account.
Yeah,
Like either one of those things helps. I think both are necessary. If you don't have either, you don't have much of a chance.
Yeah, you need one at least. 2 is preferred.
Daniel says my brain goes goes to Jessica Simpson for some reason. For a trailer park girl? I mean,
Oh, she's
she
like
might
the
be born in the
unicorn
trailer
girl.
park, but she didn't stay there.
Yeah, no, she's like the unicorn of trailer park girls. There's always that one random hot one, but she never messes with any of the guys in the trailer park.
Yeah, the question is, does she survive and get out of the trailer park?
Mm-hmm. And say if she stays in the trailer park, she ends up as that chick you see on Cops hanging out the trailer park door, holding a Budweiser with a pregnant belly, saying, "Get him the fuck out of here."
Okay, so everybody here went to junior high at one point, right? Yes. At your junior high, while you were in junior high, there was a girl at your junior high who was hotter than the other chicks, who had just like developed sooner or whatever, you know? And like all the dudes in junior high wanted to get with that chick, right? Like that's just the way junior high works. There's just like that 1 or 2 or 5 maybe chicks who just hit their fucking puberty spurt early or whatever, and they've got all their goodies at a younger age. And all the junior high guys want to. Do you know a single one of those girls who is still attractive now?
I don't know any of those people anymore. I have no fucking clue.
That's a good point. I don't either. But I imagine that they're not.
The ones I've ran into off like social media, like the super hot ones early on. Yeah, it got rough.
I don't know. There was this one chick in junior high who I thought was super hot, who started dating this guy. I wouldn't call him a friend, just someone I was, you know, he was in my class or whatever. I knew him. We weren't like enemies or anything.
He was an acquaintance.
So she started dating him in junior high. And I was like, damn it. Okay, I guess I'll just have to wait for them to break up. Right? They're still married.
Good for them.
Oh, you bet on the wrong pony.
Waiting on that one for a long time now.
Oh, man.
Man, Hunter, you're going to be like 75. He's going to die. You're going to come swooping in.
Yeah. It's like, hey, how you doing?
I'm here to shoot my shot, baby.
I'd take you dancing, but we got to be back by 6 because my bedtime is 7:30.
I got the blue pills.
Can't win them all.
Man. Oh, man. Yeah, dude. The ones I ran into, they like life wasn't really gonna. Well, the problem was like they like I think the consensusly is like they develop fast. So yeah, they're in 7th grade, but they're dating like 9th graders, 10th graders, and it kind of sets them up on this whole huge life path of, you know, that. You know, freshman high school girl who has like 3 college boyfriends ends up pregnant at like, 16 and, that type of thing. And, get into stripping and drugs and stuff like that. So,
dude, there was this chick named Desiree that went to my high school, like, same year as me and everything. Like senior year of high school, she was just smoking fucking hot, dude. And wouldn't give me the time of day. Wouldn't give anybody the time of day. Like she was just interested in hanging out with older people, I thought. Like she had like an older boyfriend or something. I don't know. Never got to touch it, right? Fast forward to about a year or 2 ago. I'm bartending. I look up to get the person a drink. It's Desiree. She's still fucking hot. Beautiful, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sitting next to Desiree is her girlfriend, and I'm just like,
Oh man.
Well, now you know. Now you know why.
No, I mean, hurt my confidence at the time, but
That just made you work harder for it. It was better for you in the long run. All right? Come on.
Dude, she wore like these leather pants, man. Who wears leather pants to high school? Well, she did, and she looked fucking awesome in them.
Oh man, she's like one of those ones that just got bored with guys by the time she was like 22.
I mean, I would like to think that if she'd given me a chance.
You'd been like an iron and straighten that out.
So let's go with that theory. So Neil Patrick Harris comes to you and goes, "Just give me a chance." You taking it? You're like, okay, let's see if you can change my mind.
I'll give him 5 minutes. You got 5 minutes, Neil Patrick. Do your worst.
Or better yet, fucking Ricky Martin. Ricky Martin, the dude you didn't know was gay, who was openly gay since the fucking 1990s.
What? Han didn't know that?
Han didn't know. No, we had this.
Oh, I thought you didn't know either. I was like, I'm not the only one.
For a split second, he was like, yes, I'm not alone.
Well, that's the one that everyone used to say that I look like. Like back when I was like 20, everyone's like, "You look like Ricky Martin." Like, shut up, leave me alone.
It's better than who I was always told I look like. Do you ever see Starship Troopers?
Are you the blonde-haired guy?
Yeah, Ace, the guy. Yeah, Jake Busey.
Knockoff Goose or whatever.
What's that guy's name? Like, he looks so familiar, but I can't remember a single other thing that he's in.
Wait, who?
Jake Busey, Gary Busey's son.
Well, he's been all kinds. He was in Starship Troopers.
Well, yeah, that's the only thing I can think of.
He's been in a whole bunch of shit. He's mostly known for being fucking Gary Busey's kid.
Yeah. He's also the creepy guy in Frighteners, so that did really well for me in high school.
Yeah. He was the serial killer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's, of all the, people whose like parents are celebrities, Gary Busey is not a great one.
Oh, Calhoun Republic says they have a prescription for lesbians now. It's called tricoxagon.
I'm telling you, man, you missed your opportunity. You should have been asked her, so are you full-blown lesbian, or do I have a chance?
Well, the thing was, when she was sitting at the bar, I was like, Desiree, and I knew her last name. And I was like, Desiree fucking whatever, like Johnson, right? And her girlfriend looks at her, gives Desiree a dirty look, and she goes, "First and last name, huh?"
Oh,
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get you in trouble. What do you want to drink? Sorry.
Oh man. Sounds like she's got some issues right there. Sounds a lot of like.
I will say this: her lesbian girlfriend was not nearly as attractive. So there's that part.
Usually, how it happens.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've dealt with some catty bulldog, before. They're always fun.
Like, I work with a couple of lesbians, and I'm like, we're fucking super cool, dude. We have a great time. Like, we just joke around, and like, it's fun. It's really cool. And then I've met the angry militant lesbians, and there is no fun. There's no joy.
Exactly. Yeah. See, the cool ones are awesome, but yeah, I've dealt with that. Yeah, the angry militant ones quite often. It's I've run into them more often than anything, though.
Are there like militant gays like that? Like gay dudes that are like militantly gay? I don't see them very often. I'm thinking of like the gay dudes from Seinfeld that took the dresser. on the street.
I'm trying
Or
to
like,
think.
he will not wear the ribbon. Who will not wear the ribbon?
Yeah. Oh my god.
So, if a lesbian just prefers bull dykes, could we say that she's bulldogging?
Ooh. That could mean a different thing, though.
Yeah. But.
Yeah, I'm used to bulldogging from the rodeo, but I mean, heck, I guess technically she could be grabbing the partner around the neck and wrestling her down.
Yeah, that's true, but at the end of the day, it's still only third base at best.
Do they really use bulldogs to like help wrangle bulls? Is that what bulldogs were used for? Or did they just call them that?
That just call them that. That has nothing to do with it.
The term bulldogging was something they used to do in the Old West. I mean, they do it in rodeo now, but you'd be on a perfectly good horse running like fucking top speed to catch up to the cattle that got away. Then you jump off the horse and land around the cattle's neck and try and wrestle it to the ground. Normally it's a calf. It's not like a fully grown bull or anything like that, but still.
Sissy Dream says, I like Private Vasquez and Aliens. Vasquez. I don't know. I got to go for, if we're talking like, I like the curly-haired chick from Starship Troopers that he should have fucked from the beginning.
Oh, yeah. The better-looking one.
Yeah.
Like, what were you thinking?
Seriously, dude.
Yeah, Denise Richards, really? I mean,
she's hot, but she's got that too good for you vibe going on, and sometimes you got to be like, you're too good for me. All right, fuck off. You're too good for me. I'm not trying anymore.
Yeah, it also just struck me as like, yeah, Denise Richards is now playing the part of Desiree in my mind of the Honda Story.
They kind of look alike, honestly. They kind of do.
So yeah, no, I don't know. I never like bought the fact that she was supposed to be super intelligent, like, amazing pilot. It was just horribly miscast.
That chick,
Yeah.
what's her name? What the fuck's her name? Denise Richards is a fucking bowl of Fruit Loops. Like, that's how smart she is. I guarantee you in real life she's dumb as shit. She's not an intelligent person.
Yeah, I mean, she was literally the most unbelievable thing in The World Is Not Enough. I'm a nuclear scientist, Dr. Christmas. You're like, really? Come on, really? This is the most unbelievable aspect of this movie. Is Denise Richards is a nuclear physicist.
Dumb as a box of hammers. Celebrities with low IQs. David Hasselhoff.
Mitch Buchanan.
Okay, we got Tom Cruise scored a 94. David Hasselhoff scored 73.
Oh my god.
He scored a 60. What?
Who?
John F. Kennedy.
Mine is.
You have to have an IQ of 85 just to go into the army. What the hell?
Right.
If you go below 85, the United States Army is like, nah, that's just too dumb for us.
Muhammad Ali has an IQ of 78.
But
Andy
did they test him
Warhol,
before or after he got all those blows to the head?
I don't know. I'm not sure. You're saying it's because they accuse the test of being culturally biased. Andy Warhol scored an 86. Kim Kardashian. That's a shocker. What's hers?
What was she?
No one knows Kim's IQ score. Okay. She's just on there because everyone assumes.
It's kind of blatantly obvious at that point. You don't even need to test it. It's like, fire hot. Kind of get it.
What's the cutoff to be considered mentally handicapped, though?
It's like 70, like
That's
anything
what I
below
thought.
70. If I remember correctly.
So Hasselhoff is like right there.
Yeah, Hasselhoff is barely able to fucking function, apparently. According to dailycare.com. Because they're a bastion of knowledge and experience. Yeah, 73.
Jeez. So he literally is a Mimbo.
John F. Kennedy, 60. I don't believe that one. Unless we're talking like some other John F. Kennedy. I don't know.
I'm not certain on that one either. That's the one where I'm more like kind of question it. Usually if they're an actor, an athlete, I buy it. But I mean, there are some dumb politicians, but I don't think Kennedy was one of them for sure.
Okay. Mariah Carey.
Yeah, I
Only
can
6
see it.
points above the dullness classification. What is the dullness classification? Well, that's for drill bits. That's not what we're talking about.
No.
IQ classification, Wikipedia. Okay, here we go. Differences in IQ. Classifications. So, very superiors, 130 and above. Superiors, 120 to 129. High average is 110 to 120. Average is 90 to 110. Low average is 80 to 89. Borderline is 70 to 79. Extremely low is 69 and below. I don't see anything about dull.
Would that be where the term dullard comes from?
Okay, so we have idiots, imbeciles, morons, borderline, dull. Okay, here we go. This is the one that they were talking about. The 1929 IQ classification. So you could be precocious, very superior, very bright, average, dull, borderline, moron, imbecile, or idiot. Idiot's the worst. I didn't even know people could have a fucking IQ of 0 to 24. I've never even heard of someone below like 60, to be honest. Sissy Dreams says, do you think Marilyn Monroe would have gone for a mongoloid? I don't think so. JFK was physically handicapped, but not a moron. Yeah, I don't know. I always thought JFK sounded like he was pretty intelligent, but I could be wrong. And you can sound like you're smart and be pretty stupid, right, people? Not talking about nothing. All right. Well, we just went down a little IQ rabbit hole there. Kim Kardashian's on every list. Jessica Simpson. Tuna by the Sea. They don't have a number for her either. Britney Spears. They don't have a number for Britney. R. Kelly. They don't have numbers for anybody.
Well, fuck those people.
Okay, they've got Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise is a solid 94, which puts him at low average, or I guess average would be about 100. So if you're 94, you're almost as smart as the average person. Daniel says, wonder which continent has the lowest. Can't answer that on YouTube. Tito Ortiz, because you got to be smart to be in IQ of 90. Okay. O.J. Simpson, IQ of 89. Tori Spelling. I never liked her. I never thought she was attractive.
She's not. A bug-eyed little weirdo. She's only famous because her dad is Aaron fucking Spelling.
IQ of about 85. Chris Brown has an IQ of 85 also. Hasselhoff has an IQ of range of somewhere between 73 and 78. Okay, so the other one said 70. This one says as high as 78, which is still like, that's like Forrest Gump level, dude.
The other one says 73.
Oh,
So-
okay. Tila Tequila. Really? Tila's not smart? Scored under 70. Holy shit. I guess when you look like that, you can have an IQ of 70 and it's fine. Oh, you see this video? Watch this. Watch this. All right. Nicki Minaj. Where does it say it? Where does it say it? Quack, quack like a duck and a chicken too. Put a hyena in a freaking zoo. We don't know. What the fuck? Well, it doesn't say what hers is.
They're just like, if you've come down this far, you're a fucking idiot. So
Yeah, you
we
have
can
an
literally
IQ of 70 by now.
You have no IQ. We can literally just make duck noises at you, and you'll fucking eat it up.
Ooh, Kanye West. They don't have a score for Kanye either. Okay. I feel like you should have a fucking solid number on the screen if they're going to put you on the list.
Exactly.
Or at least like maybe like several examples of you saying dumb shit. It's dumb.
Like the book, the Bushisms book. The collection of all his idiotic things he said.
Bushisms.
I don't know. If you were to guess for Kanye, though, what would your number be?
Honestly, I don't think he's got a low IQ. I think he's probably sitting somewhere between 90 and 100.
See, I was going to go for like about 90, between 95. I was going to go for there, but...
That's a good question. What's AOC's IQ?
Potato.
Okay, let's look up low IQ people in government.
Oh man, they're going to bring up the DMV.
Intelligence and politics have a complex relationship. How low IQ scores are determined. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, not in government. That's not going to do it. How about Congress? What is the average IQ of Congress? Well, Cora's not going to give me the answer for that. Even I fucking know that. And I'm just some idiot. Maxine Waters as an extremely low IQ person. Oh, that's Trump saying that.
You know, water is wet. I mean,
Okay, here we go. Survey Monkey. We've got IQ rankings from the highest to the lowest. So according to Survey Monkey, Ted Cruz has the highest IQ. Josh Hawley, Mitt Romney, Susan Collins, Tom Cotton, Lindsey Graham. That tops off your list.
So a bunch of Republicans. Wait.
Oh, we got Mitch McConnell and Mike Lee.
Again.
Lisa Murkowski and Rand Paul. Tim Scott and Marco Rubio. Isn't Rubio Democrat?
No, Rubio is he's a Republican.
He's a Republican.
Susan Collins,
yeah.
I don't remember what she is, but
Diane Feinstein.
Okay, there you go. Well, she has the IQ of a fucking orange right about now, because
Oh yeah.
maybe back in like 1872 when she was in her 30s, she had an IQ, but
all right, let's start from the bottom
anymore.
then. Louis Gomer.
He's a Republican.
Dan Crenshaw.
Well, yeah, that's Patch Boy.
That does not surprise me at all.
Yeah. No.
Devin Nunes. Jim Jordan. Matt Gaetz. Steve Scalise. Doug Collins. Kevin McCarthy. Cedric Richmond. Ted Lieu. Sheila Jackson Lee. Hank Johnson.
Oh, Hank Johnson's the dude that thought an island could capsize. That bitch better be at the fucking bottom of the list.
Yeah, he needs to be lower. Yeah.
No, he is not higher than those other people.
Wow.
Fucking, I'm afraid the island might capsize.
I personally would put Rand Paul at the top of the list, mainly because he's an actual.
Oh no,
doctor.
this is okay. Never mind. We got to start over because this is just a list of congressional. Oh no, this is from top to bottom, high low. But then you can also give them like Ted Cruz number 1. We want Hartley to be number 3.
Wait. It's just who do you think has the highest IQ? Vote? Is that what we're talking about here?
No, I think this is our list as it is, and then you can vote to change it. So this is the result of all the voting so far.
Hold
but
on.
you can
How do
put
you vote to change somebody's IQ? Is that a thing?
It's the perception of their IQ.
Oh my god!
It's like a Wikipedia, you know. Even though it's supposed to expound a fact, it's totally editable.
Oh my god! This is a meaningless fucking list. The audience decides who's got the highest IQ. No, bitch, that's not how IQ works.
All right, everybody out in the audience, you heard the task here. Start typing who you think has the highest IQ on the panel.
Oh, Jesus Christ. It ain't me.
Well, there's only 3 people here. Besides you.
Really?
I don't know. I think sometimes my brain's working pretty good. And I would say at those times I probably have a pretty good IQ. And then other times I don't get enough sleep and I've smoked too much weed or whatever. And like, I get like bong brain, or I don't know what you call it. I just can't fucking talk right. Then I feel rather low IQ, to be honest. South of the border says Jolly. Well, Jolly's not here, but that would make sense too.
I had a feeling he's gonna be voted number 1.
I think Jolly's a smart little fucker. I think he comes off as smart, and I think he's way smarter than he comes off. Because he lets loose around us and doesn't, concentrate or shit. You know what I mean?
I don't even want to say the ones that are saying me because I feel like I'm stroking my own dick for the internet, and I don't really like that. So,
what's funny is I've met people before who were really, 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 really fucking smart and knew a whole lot about a whole lot of things and had really low IQs. I think that's something people confuse a lot: is intelligence with IQ. To the point that you can retain knowledge. You know what I mean?
Well, you're talking book smart versus street smart, but there's also education versus IQ.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like people who know a lot of things about a lot of things and have a lot of information and are that typical book smart, which I'm not. Versus people who can figure shit out, versus people who tend to have a higher IQ because of just themselves, not necessarily because of what they went to school to learn. But
I do know a large number of people who are highly educated, like 4 to 6 to 8 years of college, who I know that I am smarter than, like hands down. Like they come to me and like try to say something, and it's like not even we're not even playing the same game, you know. But then I also know people who have education and all that stuff, and then we have a conversation, and I feel like I'm the little kid in the room, you know. So there's people who are way fucking smarter than me too, like my lawyer friend, for instance, right? Like, we can have deep conversations, we can talk about stuff, but like his level of knowledge and his ability to reason, and like, I don't know, like he's on a fucking different level, you know. And there's those people too, or like my other buddy who graduated 3 years after 3 years of college. He got his degree, right, in biochemistry. He graduated high school in 3 years. He finished grade school a year early. So when most people were starting college, he was finishing, basically, right? Like people his age. And he's so fucking smart that he would get drunk as fuck just so he could have a conversation with normal people and not be annoyed by it. And he started gambling, right? Because he found that he could figure out the math on like any given hand in poker and figure out the odds and just do it mathematically, coldly, like statistically, and make money. And he made so much money in the first year of doing it that he quit his job, and that was like 10 years ago. He hasn't worked since.
Shit.
Yeah. So like there's those kind of people out there.
That's a whole nother level. Like,
But like he's not interesting to have a conversation with, you know, like he is, but like you got to drag it out of him, you know.
right. It's kind of the thing. It's like with people who have language skills, like often are seen as highly more intelligent, versus like people who are actually, you know, they may not have the language skill set, but they can like disassemble a car engine and reassemble it, like not even looking at a manual or something like that. You know, it's like, yeah, it's kind of interesting how our society perceives intelligence.
Well, that's the thing. I know some people that can disassemble an engine and, like you just said, without looking at anything, and they're brilliant. But I also know some that can do that, and you wouldn't trust them peeling a fucking banana.
Yeah. But it's just like kind of like it's an overall, like maybe they have one specific area, you know?
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I think a lot of people, like maybe in early childhood or in like grade school or whatever, all the way through school, were smart. And they were smart enough to get a degree and to be specialized in a thing. And then they get done with their degree, they get into their job, they're specialized in their thing, and that's what they do. And they know everything about that, and they spend a lot of time doing it, and they don't know anything about anything else.
Yeah.
That's what they know, you know?
Yeah, because they're not well-rounded. And also, and that's also indicative of kind of the, what traditional, by mean like extremely traditional, like liberal education was supposed to be, a liberal arts degree was supposed to make you more well-rounded, back when that originated. But now that meaning has completely changed into something else. But yeah, it was supposed to actually make you more well-rounded for just the world in general.
I mean, do high schools in your area still have auto shop? Do they still have wood shop? Do they still have metal shop? Do they still have
down here?
Because I forget the class that my son's taking, but they have to do everything conceptually because they're not allowed to touch ovens or something like that.
What the fuck?
I'll have to talk to him about it to find out the specifics. He was telling me about it. I was blown away, but I forget what exactly it was about when I think about it. So,
yeah, my high school had welding. We had a bunch of different machining classes, wood shop classes. We had all kinds of shit. It was great.
I mean, I made knives in high school in my metal shop class because I could, you know, not because I was into knives, not because I like carrying them. Not for any particular reason. I just wanted to pound metal, and it was fun, dude. It's really fun when you're a teenager with lots of angst and crazy shit going on in their like personal life to go into a classroom where there's not a teacher droning on them, where there's not some dumb bitch sitting next to them fucking complaining about stuff, and you can take a piece of steel and put it inside of a fucking kiln and get that shit red fucking hot, and then put it on another piece of steel and hit it with a hammer until you get it to the shape that you fucking want it to be in. You know, like that's fucking cool.
That's pretty rad. I just made a boomerang in wood shop, so yeah.
Like auto shop, like all we used to do was like, it was a good excuse to get off of campus because you could be like, oh, I need to get a part for my car for auto shop. And they'd be like, all right. And then you go off and drive around town and smoke weed and pick up a part and smoke weed on the way back and come back and be like, oh, I got that part I was looking for. You know?
Yeah, because I didn't have auto shop though.
I didn't learn shit in auto shop. We changed my alternator. That's what we did in auto shop. Oh, and my starter, because we didn't know what was wrong with my car. Because it was either the alternator or the starter. We did both. It was the starter.
So was that your first car?
Yep.
What kind of car was it?
A 1985 Pontiac Parisienne, the Canadian version of the Bonneville.
Okay.
Had a V8. It was a pretty fucking nice car. I think it was a boat, dude.
Oh, yeah, my first car was a land yacht. Yeah, I know. It was a 68 Ford Galaxy.
That was the one where I was like, I want to see how fast this thing can go. And I took it down that giant big hill by my house and fucking got it up to the point where the speedo only went up to 85, right? But it could keep going past that. It went all the way back to 0.
I was only going 20, officer. What are you talking about? It's at 20.
Yeah, that was scary, dude.
All right, I'm out.
Huh?
I'm out. I gotta go.
You gotta go?
I gotta go.
Why?
It's just my wife's calling me.
Oh.
Oh.
Give her the rod of truth.
If you're still on in an hour, I'll hop back on.
Only an hour, huh? All right.
Holy fuck you. Yeah. Anyway, if you're still on, I'll hop back on.
All right, man. Well, I think we're probably going to close it down now anyway, to be honest.
So who the hell needs 55 minutes of cuddling? Jeez.
55.
And y'all got some problems. Y'all need to take a blue pill or something. I don't know what the hell's going on. Anyway.
Some steady, efficient German sex.
Yeah, well, y'all have fun with that.
Yeah.
I might hop on. If you're up, I might hop on Discord when.
Yeah, let's play some games. Let's play some.
I want to play some games.
I want to play the Halo.
Yeah,
I didn't get to play the Halo before the
We need to figure this shit out, yeah.
Yeah, this is a problem.
Right. I'll be back. I'll see you on Discord.
All right, man.
Later.
Yeah, I think we're actually going to shut it down now, to be honest. It's been 2 hours, which is a little bit longer than we normally go for the Gay Frog Chat. It's normally an hour and a half type thing, but we go till the conversation's over, and, I feel like it's about that time. So thanks for tuning in, everybody. I think I missed a super chat, actually, when I think about it. Fuck me. Daniel dropped in $5 before we close it down. It says, it is possible that the panel has some IQ 79 mild retardation.
Yeah. There.
Well, thanks for that glaring compliment. I don't know how to take that beyond saying go fuck yourself. Fucking love yous. I hope yous has a good nights. And we'll see you tomorrow for the Guns and Geeks podcast, or what do we call it on Monday? It's the free for all chat on Matt's channel, where we're gonna be free balling all night. So we'll see you then. Peace out.